Welcome to the stream. Today on Sumeru Desert loading screen, we will continue and hopefully finish what we started last time, which is looking at loading screens and learning about the best travel companion ever, Paimon, who actually has her birthday today, as well as Ito. It's kind of funny that they share a birthday, but... Oh good, the upgraded loading screen. But yeah, today we are going back into the desert, if it lets me. And then we'll go into the big hole in the desert, which somehow will lead us to closing the hole in the sky above the desert, probably. A lot happened last stream, possibly too much. Are you gonna load? I would appreciate it. There's nothing running in the background. I just may have teleported right away after starting the game. While also starting recording, which is never the best decision, but it worked. So who am I to complain? Music also works. We didn't have any music problems lately. Which is good. The Hymn of Tir Yasad. You have managed to gather all the great songs of Khvarena, regardless. Now, it's time to resolve the anomaly in the sky. Ignore that. That will be for next stream. If the rest of this quest does not take a whole stream, which I do not think it will, we will move on to Baizhu's story quest afterwards. That is the plan for today. Oh yeah, it is also a new version of the game, and they added a new feature. You can see the C key down here, or Z. I don't know which one is the proper English to use. That has always been there, but now, if you hold Z,
most humans could have the entirety
you can actually have a preset selection of four items in there.
Really make for terribly dull reading.
Which is very useful. It should have been in there much longer, I would say. What took Sorush so long? We've been waiting here for a very long time. I'm so tired. I want to go back to sleep. Scissors. Hey, that's not fair. I'm the one who's been laboring hard all along, and you didn't do anything. That's not true. Waiting is also an important job. In fact, acting is only momentary, while waiting is eternal. What's with this weird logic? That's just the philosophy of Aspari. But now is not the time to discuss philosophies. What matters is the great songs of Khvarena. I trust you collected all of them, no? Of course we have. In that case, let us remove the seal. Then you can gather the power of Khvarena with the great songs. But be careful, since the filth has been building up for centuries. I have no idea what will emerge once I remove the seal. And then we dance. Place the great song of Khvarena. Whether it is Surush or myself, all Pari have a duty they must undertake. But you are different. You have come to help us out of the goodness of your hearts. For that, you have my thanks. I'm so tired. I want to go. Go back to sleep. Soon. Soon you will sleep. Give. Great Song of Khvarena. The great songs of Khvarena contain immense power, but only the Pari can obtain the Khvarena's approval and unleash its potential through a special ritual.
Traveling to other worlds is all that anyone seems to be writing.
It has been given. I've been doing lots of exploring and cleanup in this area of the game, and I'm immediately wondering if that would have been easier after this. Now that we've placed the Great Khvarena properly, everything around here seems to have recovered. The trees were originally cultivated by Khvarena to resist the corrosion of the cataclysm. It's just that their power has ebbed away with the passage of time. With the Great Song's nourishment, they will be able to regain their former glory. But with the seal removed now, the filth from the past has been freed too. The rite won't be able to continue if Rashnu and I spend all our energy here, so please take care of these locations for us. Leave it to me! It is the Bloom God's job to fight defilement. Place the rest of the great songs. 4 of a kind. I think I have seen where they need to be placed. And it's all around here where the big spires are. You sure look filthy. This true looks like it has been corroded. Icky stuff. Is that a job for the Bloom Gods? Maybe not. The presence of the swoosh point makes me think I probably need to be up here myself. Can I swoosh from down here? Yes. Now, how to unswoosh? Oh, hit it real hard. Okay.
Beg for mercy.
Beg for mercy, giant filth orb. Are you satisfied? You do seem satisfied. I expected another cutscene, but apparently not. Just cleaned itself. I don't want to deal with you guys. I might have to deal with dogs though.
Crush. Freeze to the core. Eye for an eye.
Just small dogs though. No problem with those. I see what's going on here. For the first one, the cutscene covered up for the loading screen. Because it has to completely reload the map now that there's different spires here. I should have just made more cutscenes. Where's the entrance to this one? Haley Charles.
Flags fly. Your grand finale. Show them. Right here. Right now. Shudder.
My, what a fearsome opponent. One remains.
More speed.
No idea what this is. Probably the next part of the ritual. Why are they called Healy charts? They are usually damagey charts. I'm surprised. I don't think we have any healing enemies yet. Now that you mention it. Like enemies that heal each other. Maybe I'm just forgetting. But that is a gimmick that has not yet been touched upon, I feel. Only in card games. Yes, in card games that definitely exists. Uh-huh. We need to rise up again. At this time, your help is required. Something I also remembered between last stream and this stream. Sarush can use her, or no, his E, to do a quick burst of his magic to affect flowers and stuff. But if you hold it, Sarush will actually remain in place and constantly send out its power to that space. Which is required for some puzzles, and certainly was an ability I completely forgot. Was it required for this? I am not sure.
Rack and ruin.
Wrecked and ruined. That might be a bit deep, but fine. Well, that's all of those. What's next, my Khvarena friends? I also noticed there is an Anomaly right in the center of the Dark Abyss. I have not attempted to touch it yet. I don't know what will happen. I was scared it might suck me into a different area. It does not. In fact, it is not a dark abyss. It is interesting. Do you see what I'm seeing underneath us? It's the tree, which has the eye above it. Can we see through the eye, the place we are standing on? Because then that is not an eye in the sky at all, or a hole in the sky, but just a portal from here to over there. Will we fall through that and into the tree?
More speed.
Our work is done. It seems that some flowers have grown on the trees, but what do we do next? Don't look at me. I am as clueless as you. Now that Sarouche has already put on the twin horn chaplet, she can connect... Oh, it is a she. She can connect to the memories and wisdom of the... Avisptogm, using the chaplet. Give it a try, Sarouche. I know, but I'm not yet used to the chaplet. I think I see new shoots sprouting, but the filth hasn't been fully cleansed yet. We still need to purify these flowers. Then the pure power of Khvarena will thrive again. Okay, now we are doing something with these things. Has been purified. Go to the second huge tree. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Please, lead the way. Please don't push me into the sand. Will this just be a walking around? No. Obviously not. I had to say something.
Emerge. Flags up. And leap.
Oh, you're not attacking me. You're attacking the tree.
Break a leg. Right here. Emerge. Nothing lasts forever. Right now. Right here. Right now. Flags fly. Beg for mercy. Crush. Flood of frost.
Paimon, don't say that. Some terrible filth will almost certainly be unleashed. It's the last one after all. Not again!
Emerge. Right here.
More
Right
dogs!
now. Teamwork is dreamwork.
This time, a big one.
Right here. Strike is one. Shudder. I condemn you. A sight to behold. Emerge. Right here. Flags up. And leap.
Nice teleport. To not get hit.
Crush. Eye for an eye. I'm going in. Break a leg.
There had to be more mages. It's gotten quiet, finally. Now, perform the rite of Chinmat before the filth starts to ooze out again. Then, our job will be done. And that means I can sleep in peace without anyone disturbing me. Come on, Sarush. Sarush, hurry up. It has to be the three of us. Goodbye, barrier. I'm glad I stood on you once, because that was the final chance to do so. Oh my, it has become grassy around here. The music has calmed down. The eye in the sky is still there, but it also seems to have been affected. Done. The path to the depths has opened, and our mission is completed. Ah, the hole is also still here. Just a lot nicer now. Huh. That was quick. We kept talking about right and stuff, so Paimon thought it would take a whole bunch of complicated incantations to conduct. Only humans need such things, as they can't even wield the power of the elements on their own. We Pari are different. Our power and that of the Khvarena hail from the same source. It's like how you humans don't need to recite incantations to walk. Although you don't walk, you float. Like Paimon said, your logic is weird. Anyway, let's not waste our time on this irrelevant topic. I'll leave what's next up to you. May the eternal Khvarena guide us on the upward path. But it's a hole to the ground. A rope over an abyss. Oh no, I fell. I want to have a good look at it before jumping in. That looks safe, doesn't it? This place is a lot nicer now. Well. Geronimo! This kind of loading screen. Are we at the top of the large tree stump? That is indeed what I saw, yes. We went through all that effort passing through that cavern, only to get blocked again. Time to find the 5 evil songs. So we can put filth in this and break it. I have obtained the twin horn chaplet. So why is the Harvest Potcom rejecting me? This shouldn't be happening. Is there something wrong, Sarush? You don't look so good. It's the twin horn chaplet. Something is coming in. Hey, Sarush. The roots of the ancient trees spread and interweave, each connection giving off a faint light. As light and shadow intertwine, one image after another flashes by. Amidst the desolate mountains, heroes wield various weapons, the party lined up behind them, and though the dark clouds hem them in, they do not move a single step back. In the darkest depths, titanic machinery glimmers softly, covering the flight of the people from the roiling black flames. Upon the boundless wilderness, a masked sword wielder and a one-armed sage stand back to back. Under the aegis of Khvarena, they resist the swarm of monsters rushing in like the tide. The Khvarena guide the path of all, and it is their destination as well. The countless lights converge into tiny motes, the white glow ascending from the tree's base. Eventually, the once dark sky lights up. Goodbye. More falling. Come on, Sarush, wake up. Phew, you're finally awake. You really scared Paimon, fainting like you did up there. I'm fine. But the tree opened up after that, and we followed the path in. This is the giant lotus. Khvarena, that servant was talking about, right? Looks like a boss arena to me. What happened to you earlier? Did something go wrong with the chaplet? I saw memories that the earth returned to the Harvest Potcom. Countless Pauri, Darian machines, and human warriors sacrificed themselves in battle against the demons. A masked swordsman, a one-armed sage, and our ancient forerunners defeated the monsters that rose from the depths. Their consciousnesses then joined the Harvest Potcom together with the Khvarena, turning into a rain that descended from the heavens. The Darian machines. Wait, did things really go the way Nazajuno said they did? Looks like we'll have to ask Servan. Yeah, but what should we do now? Paimon remembers Servan saying that we need to clean out the impurities or something like that. We must enter the defiled chambers within our god's consciousness to rescue the spenter hearts trapped inside the impurities. Only then will the consciousness reawaken. In the memories I saw, that place was a boundless void. If that's the case, how are we supposed to get in? Come with me. We only need to follow the paths left by the heroes of old, and we will reach our destination. Maybe not a boss arena. Enter the defiled chambers to search for the splinter hearts. Let's get out of the boss arena. And see where we go. Hey Sarouche, is this a job for you? Might be not. No, there's a path for a traveler to come here. I'm straying too far from my companion. If the flower is this big, imagine how big the tomato will be. Yeah, this is gonna make a nice tomato. I saw a teleport point. Tomato point. Become blueberry point.
Time to scout.
Oh, over there. It's probably an easier way. Well, that did a thing. Thanks, tutorial. Light call path. These floating paths were once built by the Pari for the brave souls who fought alongside them. So Rouge can use her power to deploy floating orbs that have been closed to pave the way for her companions. We should have probably done that. Hey, Sarouche, do your thing. Yeah, that seems useful. Now, what do we have here? By the loading screen, a domain. But can we trust the loading screen to be correct with this? Yeah, maybe. No way back. No way down. Something is shooting at me. Mysterious floating stones within the defiled chambers. They can only be seen by a Pari like Sarouche. Hold her interact skill to cause her to stop. She can cause these floating stones to appear. Hey Sarouche, please stop the Danmaku. Well then. That worked perfectly. Antarctica in it. Yeah, those are the northern lights. Clearly. The Aurora Borealis. This time, please just don't walk off. I wanted to say I don't see the reason for that being there, but it's red. So. I can put it somewhere where it works better. I did not put it somewhere where it works better though. I just left. Because Sorouge has far too many buttons. Would you mind stopping that? I want to say, do I need that? Can't I just jump that? But no, those walls cannot be climbed. Thanks for making this a checkpoint, I guess. Because surely I'm not the only one dumb enough to do things like that. Well, it's time for more wolves. Hope you like wolves.
Flag slide! Observe! Come on out. Right now, right here. Let's light it up! Huh? Flags up! Observe! Show them. Right now. Everybody stand back! Shudder! Huh? Beg for mercy. Strike is one! Huh? Come on out. Emerge. Shudder! Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Ha! Beg for mercy. I'm going in.
Just a little bit of healing. Stopping on these platforms is not the easiest thing in the world. Well, I'm glad I fell, because clearly I missed something. Whoa, whoa! This is already my favorite area in the game. I was not expecting to stand on something, but I did. Yeah, there is a platform there. Can I please just ignore that? Yeah, now the platforms I can see. Oh, can only Sorouge see them? Is that it? Is that the gimmick around here? Oh, no platforms with this. That should do it. enter the light at the end of Antarctica. Well, that's one. Already not looking forward to the other two. Oh, you're in here as well. Please perish.
More speed.
Are you going there? Yes. Is that enough? I don't think so. No. You need the second one, huh? Oh yeah. Guess that was close enough to the door. Bit of a delayed reaction, but good enough. Oh my, more dogs. Small and big.
Right now, right here. Emerge.
Actually, those are all small,
Let's light it. Show them.
I think. Yeah.
Crush. And step. Right now. Teamwork is dreamwork. I condemn you.
Now it's big doggos.
Your grand finale. Come on out. Right here. Right now. Beg for mercy. Eye for an eye. Emerge. Right here. I'm going in. Shudder. Unleash. I'm always watching. Right now. Emerge. Right now. Vengeance will be mine.
Vengeance has been mine. You're taking lots of damage around here, but that's because wolves have poisonous fangs, and I can't really do much about that. Thanks, Arush.
Time to
I'd
scout.
have preferred it if you acted independently in the previous one. I would have fallen much less. I think I got everything I need. Guess we'll see. Yep, one's enough for this one. Once again, I will say, this just looks like a boss arena. Touch. Should not have touched. Oh. Now what is this place? Let me fly up and investigate. We are walking in the sky. A maze, you say? Not a good place for tomatoes. Correct. I do not think much can grow here. Except whatever this is. Is it a maze if you can walk in two directions and both of them lead to one of your objectives? Don't know if this counts. Oh no, a split. Have I talked too soon? Yeah, we could fly up with Soroush. I don't think it's gonna be necessary.
More speed.
Soroush, not counting on you. But there was a big light pillar somewhere that I cannot find anymore. Found it! Oh no, I'm going the wrong way. Get me out of here. I got an achievement that I cannot read. Go to Khvarena. What was the achievement I got? Just out of curiosity. The camel, the lion, and the child obtain all splinter hearts from the tarnished defiled chambers. Camel, lion, and child. Very interesting combination of animals. Does this hurt? No. Is this where I'm supposed to go? Probably. Maybe not. But close enough. The splinter hearts here have all been brought back to the Lotus. According to what you said earlier, Soroush, we should be able to awaken the divine consciousness now. In that case, let the real rite of Absol begin. Next, I shall borrow the power of Khvarena to make the flower of sanctity bloom once again in Khvarena. But this will mean unleashing the filth gathered within the sacred lotus, which will transform into monsters that bar our path. So I knew it, this is a battleground. Maybe not a boss fight, but enemies will be here. Matters not, for so long as the god's consciousness is awakened, the power of the Amrita will defend us. If the flower of sanctity grows, it will spread Amrita all over the land and cleanse all its impurities. This, then, is a final battle worthy of a Bloom God. Defend the flower of sanctity. Filth.
Right here. Emerge. Right now. Strike is one.
Dogs are
Fly.
filth.
Observe. Teamwork is dreamwork. Huh? Emerge. Right now. Emerge. Beg for mercy. Nothing lasts forever. Right now. Emerge. Right now.
Hilly churls are filth.
Flags up. Your grand finale. Right here. Right now. Right here. Everybody stand back. Shudder. And step. Right now. Right here. Strike is one. Yeah. Crush. Flood of frost. Yeah. Beg for mercy.
I hear big dog.
Emerge. Right here. I'm always watching. Right now. Emerge. And leap. Break a leg. Teamwork is dreamwork. Beg for mercy. Yeah. Show them. Right now. Right here. Shudder. More speed. Crush. Flag fly. And leap.
Oh,
Emerge.
help.
Right now.
I like help.
Your grand finale. Freeze to the core. I condemn you.
Is it help in the form of healing? Because that's probably the thing I need the most.
Emerge. Right now. Right here. A sight to behold. Emerge. Right here. Flags up. Shudder. Eye for an eye. Come on out. Right now. Right here. Strike is one. And step. Right now. Emerge. Right here. Flood of frost. Crush. Yeah. Shudder. Everybody stand back.
Music for a second thought. It was over.
Break a leg. Flag fly. And step.
But it is never over.
Right now. Emerge. Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Emerge. Crush. More speed. I condemn you.
Begone, hole. Hello, tree. Would have been fine hearing more of that song. With the right of... Why not let me read? Also, more of that song, yes. To think that you are truly able to complete the rite of Absol. Your deeds are indeed the equal of the ancient heroes. Most surprising. Well, you don't look surprised at all. The sign of Apaosha has been extinguished, and the earth has been purified. To think that this could be done even without any sacrifice. The rain was super heavy. That big hole in the sky is now gone, and the withered tree stump has grown back into a huge tree. Is it actually a solid mass, or is it just an illusion? Your god will definitely suffer less, now that she's no longer being eaten away by those impurities. About what happened 500 years ago. Oh, that's right. The memory Sarouche saw showed that there were people from Khvarena among the skeptics who first fought the monsters. Now, there's no need to be so serious, since you have seen the memories of the past. What I shall now tell you are not tales, but truth. A long time ago, when I had first awakened amidst the sea of flowers, the skies were filled with anomalies of the dark hollow, and there were monsters roaming everywhere. Everywhere but this small land of refuge. I gathered the might of Khvarena, according to the divine bird's last wishes, and departed from the sea of flowers to subdue the monsters, until I met that golden-haired man out in the wilderness. Half of his body had become that of a monster, but I did not sense an aura of monstrosity in him. When I discovered him, he was holding a ring tightly in his hand. I brought him back to the Sea of Flowers, and when he awoke, he claimed to be a dowry swordsman who had only survived because he had been cursed. For a time I traveled with this masked swordsman, and when he resisted the death that invaded the Sea of Flowers. A masked swordsman. A masked swordsman from Dunria. Do you think that could be... Oh, so you do know him. That makes my explanation way easier. Not long after that, people in scholarly garb led by a one-armed sage came forth from lands east of the desert. They claimed to have once fought shoulder to shoulder with the heroes of Dowry. They said that those heroes had walked their path, despite the ill repute they had garnered, and that it was to carry the will those heroes had borne, and to completely destroy the disaster from the dark depths that they had followed the heroes' path to this place. Later, we entered a ruin left by the Darians together, and there we found machines that had stood against the monsters. Machines that belonged to the war party that had fought alongside those scholars. Finally, the one-armed sage used documents left by the Darians to find a path through the darkness to the Harvest Potcom. Thus did we enter the tree and use Amrita to purify the defiled skies and earth. After that, the Sea of Flowers would constantly birth Pari, and the monsters slowly disappeared from the land. Later, the masked swordsman would leave the Sea of Flowers alongside a young man with golden hair just like yours, and the sage went into the ruins underground and never returned. So Dane and Ether, I guess. Ether. The humans who remained would forge bonds with the newborn Pari and call themselves the Order of Skeptics as they settled here. And now a golden-haired hero has returned to the Sea of Flowers. And though it is not the one who came before, I can feel that something has begun to flow again. This is also why I chose to ask you for help. With you around, I need not fret about going hither and thither, searching for a valiant soul to fight alongside us, Pari. The task of teaching humans is a most trying one indeed. That's just because you parry are each lazier than the last. Pale Floater, do not include me in this. Well then, since you have finished the rite of Absor, the impurities will not be able to threaten this place for a time, and I can take that time to rest. As for Sorouche, I leave her to you. Do guide her well in your journey. This is, after all, also the work of a Yasnapati. I do not intend to be lectured by you, Pale Floater. Don't be like that. You gotta listen to your teachers, you know. Still, Servant, you say it like you won't meet again or something. Well, you don't intend to stay here with me, do you? You humans are all like that. We will never stop to settle down. We will return. Haha. Well, I'm afraid I shan't believe you. This isn't my first time hearing such words. Speaking of which, I wonder how that masked swordsman is. If you see him, do say hello to him for me. You are both travelers after all. I'm certain your paths will cross. Alright. Go off to where you need to be. Don't miss me too much now. And that ends Khvarena of Good and Evil. Which opens a new quest. But also gives us the chance to report back to Catherine. Talk to the strange Pari. In the Tanka Hall, you, Paimon, and Sorouche encounter an eccentric Pari. She seems to be preparing for some sort of trial. That is not something for today. If ever. I feel. I am not yet ready for a trial of guts. However, a trial of Lotus screens. Yes, Lotus screens. I will always be ready for that. We're back, Catherine. Welcome back. I've received notice from the Academia that you were able to successfully solve the problem posed by that strange celestial sign. Very impressive. I'll say that you exceeded expectations on this account. What? Paimon thought you said we were the best choice for this job. Or do you just say that to literally everyone? Well, of course not. I believed you could do it. Ah yes. We did ask you to contact the Nagarjunites previously. Were they of any help to you, I wonder? It's a bit complicated. It seems that things got complicated. That is indeed what I said. However, it is all ultimately a part of your adventures. An experience is itself an irreplaceable treasure. Since you have managed to successfully finish that commission, the guild should now have permission to investigate those Kandrian ruins. If any related commissions do come up, you'll also get first priority in our considerations. You know, we've come all this way, but we still don't know who our commissioner was. Well, the Adventurers Guild is obligated to keep the identities of those who submit commissions confidential. As such, I'm afraid I cannot reveal that to you. Was it Dane? Dane has been sending us on quests at the end of every continent so far, or country. He just didn't show up himself this time. However, the person who gave us that token did claim to have been a light novelist. A light novelist? Wait a moment. Didn't we hear that there was this skeptic elder? Oh, it was not Bane. It does look like you do know something about this, but well, that has nothing to do with the guild. Either way, the remuneration from the academia is here with me. Please feel free to take it. And that ends this quest. Well done, Sarush. You can rest now.
It's called being a freelancer. All folks just don't get it.
Then, let us move on to our next objective of today. There's also another one that has appeared since last time, but I think we should do the one that appeared first. Lagenaria Chapter, Act 1. Baizhu. The Heart of Healing. The search for a physician. Go to Boo Boo Pharmacy. Someone seems to be asking for help outside the pharmacy. Goodbye, Sumeru. Hello, Liyue loading screen. Feel like we haven't seen this one all that much lately.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Ah, finally back to a world of voice acting.
Are you lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
I feel like lots of people lose dads in this world.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
He got drunk, fell in the river.
Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Rite, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there?
The owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy.
When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millelith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone. I asked the Millelith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people. Isn't that right, Traveler?
It will be a piece of cake for us.
Changshen can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog.
Doesn't Changsheng need to touch things with her tongue to smell things?
Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
Changsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset. Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
The owner. The pet.
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baizhu?
We are not related.
Uncle Baizhu?
Changsheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition, as much as you can recall?
Yes, Dr. Baizhu.
Ayu explains his father's health
I
situation to
see.
Baizhu.
And your family lives near Chingsa Village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Rite. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
Is that so? Ayu, by any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Baizhu?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
That's a pretty big party. You can count on us.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millelith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
The Heart of Healing. The Art of Healing.
Can you believe that little boy brought his father all this way to see the doctor? Oh, what a remarkable child.
And then he lost him.
I didn't even know how to buy medicine by myself when I was his age.
Did a great job.
His family. Oh, we have to find them.
Lost your other head. Let the zombie talking snake and its pet help you.
Observe!
They searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
He's dead.
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baizhu. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
We'll take care. We'll take that area.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Let's go to the pool.
I'm afraid we have to stay at our posts, so we won't be able to join you in the search.
We'll update our superiors on the situation and see if they can assign anyone else to help.
Don't worry, I can go to the pool myself. Wrong key.
And step.
I could have probably just teleported there. Because there might be a mountain between me and my goal. But we're also halfway there now, so... not really worth it anymore. Look, an actual uncle. Look, a pool.
Dad! Dad, can you hear me?
Obviously it starts raining right as we reach the pool.
Oh no! It's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further! Watch where you're going!
Oh hi. Didn't expect to see you today.
Oh, dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right?
Yeah. You're ruining your own job opportunities.
Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hotel! My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and... my worst nightmare.
Someone else that ruins your job opportunities.
I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Who, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
You're... Are you? Who am I?
Your name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Qingse Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang, and I need to see the doctor. Wait, why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away. Sorry, Hu-Tao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Baizhu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends?
Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
There are traces of god remains in Jia Liang's system.
God remains?
Oh, yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable.
Paimon, sorry. What?
God remains?
Did you eat a god? By chance?
There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great-uncle into this? Baizhu, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today.
Don't forget that we are here too.
Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jia Liang here.
In the rain.
I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great-uncle's sake and the travelers, of course.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy at once.
Group returns to the back room at Boo Boo Pharmacy. Slowly. The back room at Boo Boo Pharmacy is a domain.
Blockages within the cardiovascular system, reduced blood flow and energy circulation? I see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Dr. Baizhu, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baizhu's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baizhu?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed.
Is it a grim prognosis?
No, I have a treatment plan in mind. We can start tonight. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Thank you, Dr. Baizhu. Thank you so much.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Who, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
You'll be heading out now too.
See you tomorrow, Baizhu and Changcheng.
Bye for now, everyone.
Are you ready, Baizhu?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's get started.
His head was smoking for a moment. No, I think there was an incense burner in the room. Surgery minigame? No, I doubt it.
All's well that ends well, huh?
We also need to leave the room so that Baizhu can work.
You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baizhu mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like?
You mean Baizhu's master?
Yeah, you must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baizhu's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Actually, it's the snake who heals. Yes, that's what I'm saying. The snake is the actual doctor. He's just a pet.
Mr. Quay, I want to go to the Adventurers Guild and get them to help look for my mom. Should I take anything with me?
Right, you still have a lost family member.
Well, you need enough cash to pay their fees, and there'll be some paperwork to fill out. I can come with you if you like.
Wow, these two are hard at work. We probably shouldn't disturb them.
Flags up! And leap!
Disturb!
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked doc's doing surgery.
You said that quite beautifully.
Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today?
And no, we do not have any money to help the boy at the Adventurers Guild. I am all out of money, clearly. So...
Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
why do you hate Baizhu so much?
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baizhu's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baizhu could tell so quickly that Jia Liang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war.
But that vaguely rings a bell, but the details are hazy.
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but All the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify God's remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baizhu learn to spot them?
He has a snake.
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baizhu's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baizhu's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics, and you've seen how wary Baizhu is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baizhu is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
Immortality?
Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind. We'll just have to ask Baizhu himself about all of this tomorrow.
Oh, while you're here, have either of you seen Chi-Chi around?
Nope. Completely forgot about her.
It's not every day I get to infiltrate Baizhu's lair, but alas, I didn't catch a single glimpse of her anywhere. Aha! What if Baizhu knew I'd be on the lookout for her and hid her away in advance?
I guess a zombie would be very interesting to you. I have some questions. We rarely go here.
Baizhu! Ugh, that guy.
Okay, I had wondered if you had something interesting to say about him, but not especially.
Have you seen Chi-Chi? Tell me where she is quickly. I need to go seal her away.
I see. Anything the other way around? About Hu Tao, different approach.
We have some differences in ideology. That's all. I don't harbor any ill will toward Director Hu. If anything, I think she's more wary of me.
seems to very much be the case.
Yes, you've guessed correctly. The preservation of a thread of Chi-Chi's consciousness was, in fact, the work of the Adepti. It's also thanks to Chi-Chi that I managed to come up with a way to save someone on the brink of death. Since the Adepti took pity on this child and even used their arts to keep her on this side of existence, I thought I'd take the opportunity to keep her around the pharmacy. There's no harm in that, is there?
I'm not so sure. Chi-Chi? Chi-Chi? Chi-Chi. For completion's sake.
I can never remember Dr. Baiju's face, but I don't mind.
Interesting. But also a bit scary.
Warm, fake smile, death. I despise Hu Tao.
I see. I see very much. That's a side of Chi-Chi we have not heard about.
It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jialiang is doing.
Dad!
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baizhu. My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years. Not at all, Dr. Baizhu. It's only because Jiang Li... What was her reason again? You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish.
Only took 3 snake bites. You see, I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually how it works. That either the snake or he himself absorbed whatever was evil. I'm becoming somewhat suspicious of this man.
Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baizhu. I'm not that unreasonable.
Baizhu looks a little worse for wear. Something's wrong.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baizhu, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Ah, yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Qiangsheng and myself for a moment.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Well, you will not have an opportunity to decide about that, Baizhu.
Who's there?
Ah!
It's me.
Why did you follow us here?
Thought you were looking a little unwell.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baizhu did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
Ah, so the opposite of what I thought. He did not absorb anything, but he gave away things from himself. Poison?
Baizhu, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Qiangsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Qiangsheng's secret art to treat patients.
That makes Genshin really old, doesn't it?
I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Qiangsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Delivery medium. Snake bites.
Qiangsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baizhu's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin.
Ha ha! So I was right all along. He is just a pet.
I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
You're looking even worse now than before. Are you sure you're okay?
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Qiangsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body, and soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
Go on, Baizhu. Let us help you.
Baizhu, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you, but there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
So, what are the next steps?
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it.
Do you know where his house is?
Yes, I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Qiqi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jia Liang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
Fellow disciple, you say? It's not a big community. Everyone's relative, disciple, or enemy, all at once. Yeah, but I was mostly thinking if Mother is Baizhu's disciple and therefore, or fellow disciple, that means she's also possibly a doctor of the same sort. So she might have been giving her life force to her husband this whole time. It could be bad for her situation currently. I guess she would possibly need a snake of her own for that. You're right. Ever gone over here? I don't think so.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Or maybe they just added this.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiang Li was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiang Li? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiang Li did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family.
Maybe she was hiding it.
The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Because she was using her life force on her husband.
Quarrel? What happened?
I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Maybe without the help of a snake, which led to things not going well.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baizhu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
I mean, he has a snake with him. The symbol of sneaky scheming.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions, You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the... Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now, Jiangli has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up, but if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Wooden pillar. Several faint marks can be seen on the pillar. Maybe it was used to record Ayu's height as he grew up. There's some faded writing near the bottom mark. The more quickly Ayu grows up, the sooner can leave. Judging by the number of marks on the pillar, the family has led a secluded existence here for many, many years. Stack of wood. The firewood is neatly stacked, and the logs were cut with great power and precision. Whoever chopped the firewood must have been physically fit. Some logs at the bottom of the pile have begun to rot. It must have been a while since any new wood was added to the pile. Diary with childish handwriting. Some roof tiles broke. Mom and I tried to get up and take a look, but we didn't manage. Luckily, Dad was able to fix them in no time. The dinner table was a bit wobbly today when we sat down to eat. Dad tried to fix it, but ended up breaking one of the legs by accident. Dad's forgetting things again. I'll have to write it all down for now, and read it back to him when he's feeling a bit better.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
What is this?
Evil, most certainly.
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
God remains?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains.
Is it breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Alive.
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, The main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So back when Jia Liang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading.
Was going back towards Jingxie village.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jia Liang?
His wife?
Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden?
Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house.
Are you?
You mean Jia Liang? Why would he poison himself?
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs.
Huh? So you're saying... it was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
As an experiment, possibly.
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Do you know of a method to neutralize the poison?
Yes. According to the origins and symptoms of diseases, the minor lodes will disappear if the mother lode is purged.
Oh, good.
So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jia Liang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Nothing concrete.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this?
Well,
Emphasis on used to be, I'm guessing.
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon.
hey! Plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
Powerful.
Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Baizhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Strange. Baizhu has a weak constitution. And didn't his master pass away at an early age?
Ugh, Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baizhu, you're Mannequin Man! Chung Chung, you're just a pain in the neck!
Very good.
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
And also, you don't have enough of a neck for me to go around.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are? If it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Actually, I do have someone that I can call. I just need to scream his name into the air.
What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Shao! Shao, are you there?
You called?
Always. Always watching.
Gets Paimon every time.
Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baizhu of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Actually, I wanted to ask you about dead gods.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison.
Essentially, yes.
Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Chinksa village.
We'll have to dig up the whole town.
A vile monster known as the Ch once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Chinksa village was founded some time after that.
A serpent?
The seal is still mostly intact. If the Ch is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
I see.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
I will. Thanks, Shao. Hello, I'm a snake.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them.
That's Shell for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master! Master, there's a problem.
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now!
Guess we are not looking for a cave right now. Wonder if this whole thing was not here before. I feel like that's the only explanation there can be. Because I've definitely been here. And also here. Missed my job. Perfect. Let's try that again. You have seen nothing. Damn pools. Pools are dangerous after all.
Dad, what's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baizhu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baizhu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gwei left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gwei, please take Jiaoliang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baizhu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jiaoliang?
Oh, please don't worry. Dr. Baizhu will find a way.
But...
I can't think of anything else he could be doing than using Changsheng again.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? you're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baizhu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Baizhu is dead.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baizhu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baizhu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Let's go check up on him.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
Not even gonna ask about entering the back room.
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky, even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baizhu's gonna nap for?
They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
I guess they did wait after all.
All right.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just...
Who's talking behind our backs again?
Ah! Baizhu! Changsheng!
Are you both okay?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment. And as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, The poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
So that's why Xiangli did it.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiangli had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiangli has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
It's sounding like she's using uranium as a medicine.
I never suspected that even Jiangli would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible, whatever the cost may be.
Fate.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baizhu.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Dr. Baizhu, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way.
I can be a meat shield in battle.
I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue, so why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, And that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
How many people are listening in on this conversation? There's someone on the other side of the house listening into what Hu Tao is hearing.
Very well. Then follow me.
Seems I'll get a job after all.
Dr. Baizhu, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baizhu, do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay. Everyone, please be careful.
Can't promise anything. What do you sell? Did I ever buy anything from you? I'm guessing not, because there's jade fruit soup here. No, I was here before. I did buy a different recipe from you. I guess you got that one new at some point. Good to know. Good talk. Is Hu Tao still back here?
I can't read what this says.
No. Also, we can enter the back room now. Which probably was not a thing before this quest. And this is likely new music for this as well. Also, here's that incense burner I said. Smoking heads. We had our fun. Let's go back to our quest. That bad. Bad pig. I like bamboo because it's growing so close together. So I can absorb 18 pieces of it in one go. $21. Wow. $24. I don't want hilly chores. I don't want to fall into water again as well.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Mother Lode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way. Yes, I'm sure of it. I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Surely I would have seen this if it had been here earlier.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me.
Shao, I can see you, that you are seeing me.
Then let's hurry.
That is Shao, right? Not just a random treasure hoarder watching us. Oi!
From the looks of it, you've already tracked down the location of the source?
We've made some progress.
Really? That's good to hear.
Have you been standing guard here this entire time?
I cannot simply look the other way when evil spirits are involved. In any case, the evil presence here is growing stronger. I can sense it. Whatever you're planning to do, make it quick. If you leave it too long, and I am compelled to intervene, things may not turn out the way you wish.
Thanks for the warning. Push. Entanglement of past dreams. The restless force within Qiangling has beckoned him ceaselessly, drawing everyone to this place. Here, the stench of evil is growing, and the curtains of fate are soon to fall. You're gonna give me Baizhu to play as. Fine.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead?
The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel.
A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I mean, they probably found the remains of a dead god and ran.
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
The doctor was seen.
Mind the side effects.
Show them. Right here.
I see that a Baizhu with more constellations gets access to being able to grow 2 snakes at the same time. That's certainly useful.
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I don't see any dust on the sensor's surface. The burn marks on the inside are still fresh. I don't think this was left here by the treasure hoarders.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
Well, it doesn't burn anymore.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiangli was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiangli. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiangli to give me the poison.
Jialiang!
I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me. I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
Magic. How inviting. Less inviting, that.
Huh? Paimon doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here.
There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Battle. Unavoidable.
Flags fly! Observe!
Seems like an emergency. Mind the side effects.
Let's light it up! Ha! Everybody stand back! Flags up! Observe! Right now, right here, emerge.
A bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the better.
Now what do we have here? More puzzle blocks. Which we can add to our puzzle. I had a feeling this one would just be for treasure. Because with this we can move on. Always further down. Thanks for the input, Jiangli. Friendly. Geobishop. in quotation marks. One to whom the cheese, loathsome blood clings. Is that our wife?
Jiangli!
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
Next to
The
her?
god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Oh, she's lying over there. Okay. She did not turn into this one.
Mind the side effects.
I'm always watching. Emerge. Right now. Freeze to the core. Shudder. Rack and ruin. Teamwork is dreamwork.
The doctor will see you.
Mind the side effects.
Dr. Baizhu, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away!
But that would probably kill Xiangli.
It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baizhu said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect.
And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working...
You can decide. Kill both of them or just one of them.
Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him!
It's not really a trolley problem. Right? Maybe? I guess it's close enough. But I think the decision here is pretty simple.
Baizhu, you're a great doctor! Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
I feel like if one person is involved in both sides of the trolley problem, and that one person is the only person on one side of the trolley problem, then there is no trolley problem.
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Right, it might be a freeway problem. Because she really wants him to live. He really wants her to live. We really want both of them to live.
Dr. Baizhu, give it to me straight. How long does Jiangli have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days. But if I were to treat her using a secret art...
You can't be thinking about that again.
But But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baizhu, I'm all too aware of the dangers of God remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiangli have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see Ayu grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiangli back, then even if I die...
Jialiang.
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life.
I think the only correct choice is to bring Ayu here and kill him too, so they can all live on together in the afterlife. I think that's the smart decision, right?
Traveler, Dr. Baizhu, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment, that's all.
Is she even conscious?
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang. Baizhu, Changsheng. Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiangli will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiangli would not have had to resort to unnatural methods.
Eternal life is not that easy.
What a crazy situation. Jiangli risked it all to save Jialiang's life. And now, Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiangli. What's the point of it all?
All we can do right now is honor Xiangliang's decision and bear witness.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause? At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
It
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch how you grow up.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad.
Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Jialiang! 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 Jialiang!
Dad, are you awake?
Jiangli, are you? Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
You have become Moko.
How does it feel to come back to life?
In more ways than one.
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Did you do the Chi-Chi thing to him?
Dr. Baizhu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
He did the Chi-Chi thing to him.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jia Liang to show us the way before we set off for Qingce Village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
I knew someone was listening in on us during that conversation. So it was Hu Tao.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baizhu's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jialiang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baizhu, and cure Dad for good!
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng Funeral Parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you.
It's a challenge.
Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
You mean in terms of your work?
Is she finally gone?
All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Paimon's idea of a celebration can only mean one thing.
At times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
This was a hard-won meal. Maybe I'll whip something too. It's been a while.
Yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Wait up! I'll come too!
Baizhu, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Finally, the main character has something to do in the quest. Yeah, we didn't really do much.
Just your duty, huh? Baizhu, Changsheng, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
But Traveler is off on her own while we are here.
Now that you are part zombie, there are some rules that you need to know.
You need to start talking very slowly.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First, don't forget to stretch your body regularly. Second, don't forget to...
Yes? Go on. Don't forget to...
I forgot.
Couldn't have been that important then. Don't forget to forget. It's better that way. I'll just take this trial character and leave. Nope. Guess not. Play the whole game as only Baizhu without any ability. Oh, I did that to
Jialiang.
myself.
Jialiang! Jialiang!
Didn't expect you to throw me that far back.
Didn't I?
And this game still does not have a skip
How does
option.
it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strict?
Dr. Baizhu. I'm,
That's right. Of course.
I am a
whether it will
that's
keep,
right.
but however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no in the end. All I know is that if I'm, and even the,
Oops.
without Director Who nudging things in the right direction.
No wonder he didn't All I wanted was leave it to Boo Boo. One Chi-Chi was
You stay away from my dad!
Oh, is that right? Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all in...
All's well that ends well. If you ask... At times like this...
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last...
Yay! Paimon! Alright, first...
Wait up! I'll come to...
Baizhu,
Don't mention it,
just your duty.
And now I'll take this trial character and talk to someone like I'm supposed to. Where are we going?
I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Baizhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changshang's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties.
So you can absorb poison from other people, like I suggested at the start.
There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this. The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old, and I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another, and then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, having given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Baizhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changsheng to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that, some of them, I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us! The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes, and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out!
Do they include brains?
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Qiqi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you, they will all miss you dearly.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Baizhu, what did Jiangli mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
Also, when Changsheng was talking about fate, what did she mean exactly?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baizhu and Zhengli's master, has passed away at a young age.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
Time to listen to a very long story.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poison chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Baizhu, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Changsheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jia Liang feared for Jiangli's life, or Jiangli grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
But just stay alive forever and keep this snake bound to me.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Chengsheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it?
You have to become immortal yourself.
Precisely. I will be Chengsheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Baizhu.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
Huh. For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Baizhu, Traveler! What are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
See, you caught the cocoa goat.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
Oh, Paimon. Leave some grub for me.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
And so the heart is healed. And I guess everyone just disappeared. And the food got cold. No final words from everyone today. Anyone today, it seems. And also, Shao just didn't appear anymore. Unless he was hiding somewhere off screen. At different places in the story. But I guess that's enough for today. So thanks for watching. And see you again next time. when we take on the Summoner Summit, the big event of this version of the game, which is gonna be a Genius Invocation tournament. It's about time we get back to playing cards.
Yes, I shall spare myself the hair and makeup routine today and happily idle my time away.
See you then. Prepare your decks.